Hello again, and welcome to Uncle Geoff's Easy-Peasy English. Today, we're looking at how you can improve your English writing. One of my students in China sent me an article from a magazine written in English for me to look at. There are one or two errors in the article. This is the email. Have a quick look. It's easy enough to understand, but there are one or two small errors that I think I should point out for you to have a look at. I've typed it out again on the computer for you to have a good look at, and we can go through it together. Have a look at my laptop. This is actually a nice little piece of writing. It's easy to understand, but the sentences are quite simple and they're very short. Probably written for lower level students. You could make this a lot more interesting and a lot more easier to read and slightly more advanced if you change a few things. For example, look at this first part. The first two sentences. They're short. The qipao is a Chinese dress for women. It first came from the clothes of Chinese Manchu women. You could change those two sentences and make it one. In a moment, I'll show you how, but for the moment, let's look at a few more things. Let's have a look. Starting a sentence with and. That's not such a good idea. Try to, again, combine that sentence with this one. Third one down here. As the qipao became nicer, it became very popular. Can you think of another word that's better than nicer? Nicer is too nice. Another word will be better, perhaps prettier, something like that. Have a look at the second paragraph. In China, many women like wearing the qipao. When women get married, they usually place an order for a Chinese-style qipao. And they also take photos in their beautiful qipao. It gives them long memories. Again, a sentence starting with and. Not a good idea. Also, qipao is mentioned 3 times in 3 sentences. That's also not a good idea. Somehow we must try and change that. The last paragraph, throughout the long history of Chinese clothing culture, the qipao has become the symbol of traditional Chinese culture. Again, we've got culture and culture. 2 words repeated, very close together. Not such a wonderful idea. So, let's have a look at my idea. Let's scroll it up and go here. Let's have a look at this one. The qipao is a Chinese dress for women that first came from the clothes of Chinese Manchu women. So there we've got one lovely long sentence. We've changed 2 sentences and made one. It looks and sounds much nicer. However, today's qipao came from Shanghai. That's okay. I would perhaps go, today's qipao comes from Shanghai, as it's true now and will be for the future and in the recent past. So maybe rather than past simple, present simple would be better. But came from Shanghai is also okay. At that time, women's natural beauty was becoming more important, and at the same time, Western-style clothing was beginning to have an influence. Now there, I think we've got 2 or 3 sentences all in one, which makes it much nicer. Last one, oh yeah, as the qipao became prettier. So we've changed the word nicer and made it prettier. You could say, as the qipao became more beautiful. Just a different word than nicer. In the second paragraph, in China, many women like wearing the qipao. When women get married, they usually place an order for a Chinese-style qipao and have their photos taken in their beautiful dresses, which gives them many beautiful memories. Okay, here we've got beautiful and beautiful, but the second beautiful strengthens the word. Again, you could choose something else here. Qipao, we've now got it twice before there were 3 times, and the last sentence is now one long sentence rather than 3 or 4 short ones. And finally, throughout the long history of Chinese clothing, the qipao has become the symbol of traditional Chinese culture. In the original, it was Chinese clothing culture. So we've taken away one culture and just left with one at the end. So hopefully a slightly improved piece of writing. I hope you agree. It's nice to see 3 paragraphs and long sentences in your writing. Make paragraphs, have the first one as the introduction, 2 or 3 paragraphs in the middle, and 1 conclusion, and try to make long sentences, and try to avoid using easy words like nice. By the way, would you like some homework? Yes, please, Uncle Geoff. Okay. Homework is write 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sentences about you. Tell me about yourself, your daily life, what you do, your hobbies, what you would like to do in the future. I will have a look through them all and find the most common errors, and then we can talk about it in a future lesson. Good idea? Yes. So there we are. Writing in English, it's quite easy peasy. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends, and we'll see you next time on Uncle Geoff's Easy Peasy English. Bye-bye for now.